to stop. Thoughts chasing thoughts, memories, worries, plans, regrets. But have you ever paused, just long enough to wonder, who is listening to that voice? Is that voice really you? Most of us never question it. We live each day inside our heads, carried away by the endless current of thinking, believing that this is who we are. But what if you are not your mind? What if the truth of who you are is far deeper, far quieter, and already here? Most people are so completely identified with the voice in their head that they never question it. They don't realize that the compulsive thinker is not who they are. This is the great unconsciousness. To believe that you are your thoughts, your judgments, your fears, your past. But what if this inner noise isn't the essence of who you are? Eckhart Tolle, in his book The Power of Now, describes his own breaking point. Years of depression, fear, and inner turmoil. Until one night in the depths of despair, he thought, I can't live with myself any longer. And in that moment, something shifted. He saw the paradox. If I can't live with myself, who is the I and who is the self I can't live with? In that question, the illusion cracked. What we call myself, the restless, fearful, thinking mind, is not the true self. It is a false identity created by thought. It is the ego, constructed from memory and sustained by fear. This ego mind constantly resists the present moment. It judges, compares, complains. It lives in time, always reliving the past or anticipating the future, but never here, never now. And so we suffer, not because of life itself, but because of the mind's resistance to what is. The mind says, this moment is not enough. Something is missing. I must become something more. But this is the illusion. The truth is, you are already whole. Beyond the mind, beyond thought, beyond identity, there is a deeper presence within you. Still, spacious, silent. This presence is not something you achieve. It's what remains when you stop identifying with the voice in your head. The greatest obstacle to peace is not the world outside you, but the noise within. The mind, when not watched, becomes a master, and a cruel one. Eckhart Tolle teaches that most of our suffering is not caused by external events, but by our identification with thoughts and emotions that resist the present moment. The mind projects itself into the future, always seeking something more: security, love, success. And when it looks to the past, it revives pain, shame, regret, replaying old wounds like broken records. And so we live divided, haunted by what was, anxious for what might be, but rarely, if ever, fully here. This mental resistance to the now creates an inner conflict, a subtle friction, a background tension that many carry for years without realizing it. Tolle calls this the pain body, a field of accumulated emotional pain that feeds on our thoughts and becomes reactivated again and again through relationships, memories, and fears. To be caught in the mind is to believe the stories it tells you. I am not enough. I need to be someone else. I need something more to be happy. But this is the ego's voice, and the ego never rests, because its very existence depends on keeping you from feeling the stillness of now. True freedom begins the moment you recognize you are not the thinker. You are the one who observes. In that moment of recognition, a space opens, a silence, and with it, the end of unnecessary suffering. After the breakdown, silence. No more thoughts, no more resistance. Just awareness, wide, open, and still. Eckhart Tolle awoke the next morning, not to a new world, but to the world as it truly is. The same bird, the same room, but everything pulsing with life, with love, with presence. That morning, he wasn't thinking about peace. He was peace. And this is what we forget. Peace is not something you need to find. Joy is not something you have to chase. They arise naturally when you stop running from what is. Presence is your natural state. The space beneath the mind, the silence underneath every sound. You have tasted it in brief moments of awe or stillness when time seemed to stop, and you simply were. This is the awakening, not to a new belief, but to a living experience. To know yourself not as the content of thought, but as the awareness in which all thought arises. And once this awareness is touched, you can never quite return to sleep, because something inside remembers. This is who I truly am. Right now, as you hear these words, become aware of your breath. Feel the weight of your body. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the silence underneath them. For this moment, there is no problem, no future to chase, no past to fix. Just presence, just being. You don't need to become anything. You don't need to reach a higher state. You only need to remember what is already here, what you have always been. You are not your thoughts, not your fears, not your story. You are the stillness behind it all, the presence that observes the space in which life happens. Return to this moment. Return to yourself. Return to now.